Good, happy Sunday morning and happy Father's Day, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, Laconia Fest ends early AMDIS conflicts with the city. Laconia Fest officials announced Saturday on Facebook that the show will not go on after several bands canceled. Now, some staff members say they just still haven't been paid, and many who bought tickets want their money back. Westwood High School athlete becomes inspiration after traumatic brain injury. A Westwood teenager is an inspiration for her lacrosse team as she makes a courageous recovery from a devastating injury. Rochester police are investigating case of pedestrian hit by car. A Rochester man is recovering after being struck by a car on Saturday afternoon. New Hampshire Democrats roar as Warren attacks Trump as thin-skinned racist bully. About 20 minutes of non-stop Donald Trump bashing at the New Hampshire Democratic Party State Convention Saturday. Senator Elizabeth Warren took a breath, and said, "I really could do this all day." Additional antlerless deer hunting permits to be available soon. Hunters who want a chance to take additional antlerless deer in a wildlife management unit, L&M, in southeastern New Hampshire during the fall hunting season will soon be able to buy special permits. Elizabeth Warren bashes Trump at Democratic State Convention. Donald Trump came under fire at the New Hampshire Democratic Party State Convention Saturday. Family of 2-year-old drowned by gator at Disney Lagoon issues a statement. The family of a 2-year-old boy who died after being pulled into a Disney Lagoon by a gator issued a statement Saturday morning. Retiring principal honored at Concord High School graduation. Gene Conley has spent 14 years as principal of Concord High School. He was diagnosed with ALS 2 years ago and said 2016 would be his last year at the school. New Hampshire Democrats pass resolution calling for superdelegates reform at state convention. Before hearing from Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren and their own candidates for top office, New Hampshire Democrats passed a package of resolution including a call to reform the superdelegate system at their annual state convention at Bedford High School on Saturday. A trip back in time. Titanic exhibit to open in Portland. 104 years ago, the RMS Titanic sunk 2.5 miles to the bottom of the sea floor, and now you can see pieces of the ship in Portland. Funeral scheduled for fallen New Hampton firefighter. Funeral arrangements have been made for a New Hampton firefighter who died Tuesday. Manchester traffic light boxes get makeover. Artists with Outside the Box painted several traffic light boxes throughout downtown Manchester Friday. Guildford crash Friday, 1 arrested for DWI. One person was arrested for driving while intoxicated after a car accident in Guildford Friday night, police said. Trump hits a Mormon wall. Donald Trump will head to Nevada on Saturday, but some of the most committed local Republicans won't be rolling out the welcome mat for his Las Vegas rally. U.S. economic just doesn't want to grow up. BOFA's counterpolosis. Let's take a look at the video.
What Yellen said today.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about, and I actually agree with pieces of what everybody has said up here today.
Very diplomatic.
Well, volatility is key. And I'm a big believer in looking at volatility. Implied volatility is one of the best things to look at in terms of what happens and where the markets go in terms of direction, right? In my world, in the corporate bond world, you want the certainty of earning coupon and ultimate payment of principal. And any volatility surrounding that is a bad thing. Right, so we watch vol as well. And I think vol could go higher. Yeah. I think rates could go lower. You have 10 trillion of negative yielding assets globally. Treasuries, U.S. investment grade, and U.S. high yield are virtually some of the only assets available right now with a positive yield. So there's going to be a very strong technical, I think, despite the fact that fundamentals are very weak. And I don't think anybody up here is going to disagree with that. Fundamentals are weak, right? Let's call it what it is. We have a Peter Pan economy. A Peter Pan economy is an economy that just doesn't want to grow up. And Yellen, Draghi, and Kurata are like three nannies managing the economies, right? And that's what they're supposed to be doing, right? I mean, if you think about it, their job is to spur inflation and growth. It's to baby the economies forward. It's just not happening, though. And what I worry about is that fundamental earnings are weak. If you look at the S&P, you look at Russell, you look at high yield, you look at investment grade, earnings are weak. We're at, 20 or so in terms of PE on the S&P 500. You look at debt to EBITDA and high yield, and it's at all-time highs. How are you going to grow into your capital structure? How are you going to increase equity multiples? Well, there's two ways to do that, right? Either you cut costs, cut CapEx, or fire your unproductive labor force, or at least stop hiring. And I think we're starting to see a slowing in the labor force because, quite frankly, we have a tight labor market, and corporates can't hire much anymore.
That sounds like a very stagnant picture that you're painting in terms of...
Okay, there you go. And that's a look at your report for business news. Nashville rape case echoes sex assault by Sanford swimmer. Let's take a look at a video from ABC World News with David Muir.
Next to new fallout tonight from the sentencing of a Stanford star athlete convicted of a brutal sexual assault. That judge is now under fire tonight. Brock Turner ordered to serve just 6 months after his conviction on 3 felony counts. But anger has been growing since his victim wrote a searing public letter. ABC's Matt Gutman now on the judge, now being removed from presiding over a new sexual assault case.
Tonight, the gavel closer to coming down on Judge Aaron Persky, who sentenced Stanford swimmer Brock Turner to what became a 3-month jail term for sexually assaulting an unconscious woman. In a damning reversal, Santa Clara County DA Jeff Rosen, who supported Persky last week, now saying, "We lack confidence that Judge Persky can fairly participate in this upcoming hearing in which a male nurse sexually assaulted an anesthetized female patient." The DA called icing Persky a rare and carefully considered step. Public Defender Gary Goodman called it a political step against Persky.
And what is he like? Everyone is treated fairly. He follows statute.
With public outcry swelling, last week demonstrators delivered an internet petition demanding Persky's removal with nearly 1.3 million signatures, but no legal clout. However, another recall petition to legally remove him from office is already underway in Palo Alto. That petition requires 70,000 residents to oust Persky.
David, it's extremely rare for a judge to be recalled. What's more common is what we're seeing now, that a judge will be bumped from a specific case, and I'm told the DA is prepared to do it again against Judge Persky. David.
Okay, and that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great Sunday, and I hope you all have a wonderful Father's Day. And I dedicate this newscast to my father. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Goodbye.